Ladies and gentlemen, we're just fucking up these obese cunts today, so let's just keep watching. I haven't watched this. It's a obesity glorified debate.
It's unhealthy, and that by appearing in the video, you're encouraging people to be
Chuta! Look at that thing.
Overweight.
God damn.
Once this
You know how sofas have like 4 legs, so 2 on each side? This one has to have like 8 supports, so 2 on each side, and then a set of 2 on the opposite sides of the middle.
critic had spoken out, a big backlash against the criticism
Big
by
back
people
indeed.
saying, no, this is about accepting all sorts of different shapes and sizes, which is the camp that I'm in, as I'm sure the viewers already know.
I don't want to get cancelled.
But what is your view, and how have you reacted to the criticism against you?
Piers Morgan.
Well, I mean, fat people exist.
Fat people.
No question about that.
But it's whether we should be celebrating a body image which is medically defined as highly dangerous. And I'll explain why. If you don't mind me just going through some stats here. You're 36 years old, you're 5'4", you're 380 pounds, 27.1 stone, and your BMI...
Oh my... Bro, 5'4"?
5'4", you're 380 pounds.
Oh my god. She weighs as much as 3 to 4 fucking adult women her age, her size.
And your BMI is 64.6. Now, the BMI ranges,
64.
according to the World Health Organization, 18 is underweight, up to 24 normal weight, 25 to 29 overweight, 30 to 34 class 1 obesity, 35 to 39 class 2 obesity, anything over 40 class 3 obesity, which is morbid obesity, i.e. a level of obesity which could very possibly lead to early death. Your BMI is 64.6.
Do you think that Angelina doesn't know all of this?
No, the reason I'm...
Why do you have to be so factually correct? You don't think she doesn't know the obvious of being fat?
Yo, bro, we could just drop her in the ocean and cause tsunamis. We don't need bombs or any of this shit.
Thing is, so that viewers can understand the debate properly. My argument is this, is that when you are that level of morbid obesity, statistically, is it right to put people like yourself into a pop video celebrating that kind of weight? And I ask you honestly, to be honest with yourself. We've had all this with Tess Holliday. She's on the cover of Cosmo and it's all celebrated. There's no mention of it being a dangerous weight.
Honestly, if you were really concerned about people being obese and representing something bad, you would take yourself off the air because you're not exactly slim yourself.
Well,
right?
okay, I'm 220 pounds and I'm 6'1", right?
He's actually in, like, for his size, that's not bad. But, like, I love how the first thing she's doing is saying, well, actually, you. Like, look at yourself, you fucking Goliath.
5'4" and you're 380 pounds. So there is a difference. I'm not morbidly obese.
Right, but you're still
I'm
fat
actually reasonably
too.
healthy.
You're still fat
I'm reasonably...
Where's the logic? It doesn't make fucking sense. She has the audacity to call other people fat.
Well, you might think,
what is this?
I'm fat. Most viewers are looking at this and think they're not seeing me as morbidly obese, right? So you're perfectly entitled to throw the jibes back at me.
But you're still fat. You being less
I'm not in
fat
Miley
than
Cyrus.
me.
Don't call me fat. You shouldn't body shame me, but you're fat. I can call you fat. What?
Doesn't make, you know,
I'm not in a pop video, am I? Extolling
but you're
the
on
virtues
TV.
of my body.
You're on TV. You're on TV every day.
So you think that me
You're
sitting here now...
You're on TV every day. You're going to tell me that...
You think, just to clarify, there is a comparison between me sitting here now, 6'1", 220 pounds, I am reflecting and celebrating a clinically dangerous level of weight, you think?
I think that if you were really concerned about glorifying obesity, you would take yourself off the air.
But I'm not obese.
Oh my god, all these fucking liberals, they're all the same. They don't listen to facts. They don't care about facts. Their truth is their facts, even though their truth doesn't mean it's facts. She's just repeating the first thing she said. She has no evidence, no proof. She just, I stand by my truth, and I think, yeah, that's what I meant. That's why I said the first time. That's what I'm standing by.
It's just a statistical medical fact.
You're fat, though.
I'm not medical. I'm not even fat.
Yeah, but you being...
Let's take a step back. he's trying to have a debate, right? He's bringing up statistics and reasoning and logic. And she's literally just, you're fat. And he's like, okay, well, what about the science in this? Well, you're fat. What?
No,
Less
this is
fat?
the point, though. My point is,
Okay.
with great respect to you, my body mass index is not 64.6, which is 24 above the morbid obesity level. So you can throw it back at me, and that's fine. I'm a big boy in many ways, right? That's fine, right? However, I have a serious point.
Oh, I love how they can throw the puns, eh? Like, you know, we're talking about glorifying obesity, and when you're making fun of obese people or making jokes, they get so sensitive. But they can do it to you, so they can bully you, but you can't bully them.
I think there is a trend.
And she was already saying like, you don't think she doesn't know this stuff already?
And now with Tess Holliday and
Fucking
now you,
idiot.
of glamorizing morbid obesity, which actually is dangerous. And I'd say this for your health as much as anything else. It's like, it is a dangerous weight to be. Do you accept that?
Well, Piers, honestly, I will tell you, I am not healthy. I'm not going to pretend like I am in perfect health. But I am 46 years old, not 36.
Okay.
I am 8 years younger than you, and don't look my age. But the health problems I have are more age-related than weight-related.
Okay, I mean,
Age-related than weight-related. Oh, God.
look, I feel the
Look at her. She's a slug, dude. She's a dope.
The health problems
You can just tell. Look at her
I
eyes.
have
Look at her
are more
eyes. Watch.
age-related than weight-related.
Look at her. Look how she's looking at you. The fat, just the gravity. It's hard for her to produce thoughts. It burns too many calories for her. It's too hard.
okay, I mean, look,
Look
I
at her.
feel the same way,
It's
by the way,
difficult. Her eyes twitching, malfunction, thinking, having thoughts, processing.
about the size 0 models on catwalks, right? It's not about an anti-fat person thing. And I totally concede that I would like to be a little bit slimmer, a little bit healthier and fitter, right? I get that. But there is a difference between me and you. And I would like you to be honest about this, rather than doing lots of press around your Miley Cyrus video, which makes it look like this is all pretty cool and fun.
I think the thing is that what Angelina is saying is this is not about glamorizing. This is about accepting.
No, no.
Create a bigger problem. At the moment,
Exactly.
obesity is a huge problem in terms
All right, she's agreeing with the point, but look at her, man. Fuck. I hate girls with this shit,
of death rates. So we can't ignore that fact.
Imagine trying to drink like a coffee. Just dropping all down your face, bro. Look at that shit. Her lip, it's going like this. It doesn't have any structure anymore because she fucking injected it. There's so much pressure here from the fucking filler that it's piercing over here and here.
Fact.
But also, people say that
Why?
looking perfect
Don't do that to yourself,
is a problem
ladies.
for instance, teenagers.
But
because all
what's the idea
teenagers
of
think
perfect?
that's a very good point. But a lot of people think that by having, you look utterly perfect, and Love Islanders all look utterly perfect.
But
for
I'm
instance,
not utterly perfect. I have cellulite. I have things that I don't like. We all do. But what?
So it's
in
about
terms
accepting,
of
you
course,
see,
but
all of the
I
different
can't
body
accept
shapes.
someone who is really unhealthy. Again, the same with Piers saying, if we had put someone who was anorexic on a music video, there would be absolute.
I totally agree.
uproar.
That's the point.
Here, let me make a point real quick. So I agree with her, saying obesity is not healthy, but at the same time, and she's saying we shouldn't accept it. I agree. But at the same time, why do we accept this shit with the fucking women who are mentally unhealthy and getting lip fillers and cheek fillers and Botox? Bro, why is that acceptable? That shit is, in my opinion, just as bad. Obesity is one thing. Yes, it's actually physically unhealthy. It's bad for you. But this is like a mental inside destruction, bro. Not good.
And I would make. And
It's the
actually,
same thing.
yeah, and honestly, I think that is a valid point, Angelina, is that if they had put, we went through that period of what they called heroin chic in fashion, where these incredibly skeletal models were put on covers and catwalks and so on. And there was a huge outcry about it because it was deemed to be promoting and propagating an unhealthy body image. And I think the same applies, with great respect to you, to models like yourself and Tess Holliday and so on. I'm just uneasy when it's framed as This is a
glorifying.
glamorous pop video,
Yeah.
and here you are. Here's the cover of Cosmo, and here you are. Without
Cover
actually
Cosmo,
re-emphasizing
her?
constantly that this is a really dangerous, unhealthy
woke,
weight to
woke.
be.
I think normalising it is the problem.
But unhealthy people still deserve to see themselves represented.
Represented. I agree with that. Like, yes, everyone deserves representation, but if you're choosing purposely to be unhealthy, then you should not deserve to have representation, because you're basically saying, I am guilty, but I still want representation.
But why
Victimhood, man. What are you
would
gonna
want
do?
to be
They're
represented
just
in a pop
useless
video?
people,
I
you
don't
know,
get
these
it.
people.
I mean, if you want to be,
They're just dumb.
If you
They're
want to be
victims.
a good role model,
Look at her.
you could just
Because
do.
that's my job.
You could go on
That's
a big.
what I do. That is my job.
Yeah, you grew up.
but you see,
you woke up or you were younger, and you're like, I want to grow up and be 400 pounds and make money from it. 20 years ago, that didn't even exist. That wasn't even a thought.
I would respect you more with respect to you if I saw you doing a fitness campaign where you tried to
sick.
lose 100 pounds.
Yeah, that'd be good. Why she get so mad at that?
Rather than appearing in a pop video
Well,
glamorizing
keep
it.
dreaming, babe.
Huh?
Keep dreaming, babe. she
Keep dreaming.
says.
Why? Well, why keep
Yeah,
dreaming? Why
see,
wouldn't you
no
aspire
logic,
to do that?
just emotions, no logic, selfish.
Because that's not going to work. It's not going to work for me. Diets are 95% failure rate. Why would I do something that's going to fail?
Because I would hope you would want to save your own life. And I would like you to save your own
Facts.
life. You seem a very charismatic person to me. You give it back as well as you take it. I respect all that, right? But I would not like
That's a
you
good
to
point.
die of morbid obesity at a very young age. That's all.
That's fair. Okay, listen. If she, like, when I look at her, I think instantly, no respect. She has no respect for herself, her body. She has no discipline. This is not someone who can sustain a high amount of stress or pressure. This is someone who folds to stress and pressure easily. Like, people like this, they just eat themselves to fucking, because they're gluttonous. It's a sin. It's wrong. It's guilty. You're just eating and eating and eating. You got no discipline. You can't stop. Now, if she did do some fitness challenge or something where she lost 100 pounds or 200 pounds, you know what I think now? I think, whoa, that takes extreme discipline, especially coming from 400 pounds. That is respect, because you don't just lose weight like that. Like, it takes time, right? So that means that she went from being like super eating a lot of food essentially to regulating her diets and having a scheduled diet and training to burn calories and being a caloric deficit. That takes extreme discipline, especially when you're this heavy. So I would have a lot more respect for that.
And also with diets
For her.
being 9 to
I'm
5.
46. I'm like not worried about not living a full life. I've already lived a lot of life, trust me. And if I were to die tomorrow, I wouldn't regret it.
But are you happy?
I can do things while being fat.
You can't.
Am I happy?
No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't run a mile. You can't even jog a mile. Walking a mile would be hard for you. You can't get up a flight of stairs, 10 steps, 20 steps. You can't do that. Getting off the couch, getting off the sofa, getting into vehicles, getting on a plane seat. Everything that you claim you can do, you cannot do, and you're lying to yourself. You can't kick a soccer ball. You can't play sports with your kids if you had them. You can't do nothing. Look, your body has adapted to what you've done in your life. The body is the most revolutionary fucking advanced piece of technology on this earth. It adapts to how you fucking feed it. Literally, look at this. This is the body adapting to her lifestyle. It became big. She puts shit in her mouth. The body digests it. That's what happens.
Yeah, there are
That's
a lot
all
of
she's
things
good for.
that I would change, but it's not happy in regards to other things that aren't related to my weight.
Okay. All right. Look, it's an interesting debate. I mean, I know your view is very different to mine, right?
Yes,
She's
totally.
pissed.
You don't
She's
think
pissed.
this is anything wrong with this? So would you be happy with
Because
skeletal
you
models
talk
doing
about
it?
You talk about
Would you
it
be
as
happy with a really
glamorising.
skinny, really ill-looking skinny model appearing in that video? Would you be happy with that?
I think if someone is like that,
Yeah.
But she wasn't born like that. She's
Right.
made herself that way.
What if
through
someone was literally
unhealthy
starving
habits.
themselves and we celebrated it by putting on the cover of Cosmo? You would not like that. And that's the hypocrisy of this debate, is that because people are massively overweight, we're not allowed to say, actually, that's unhealthy. I think we should be able
People
to.
put themselves through very punishing regimes to be on the front of magazines. I think it's very hard to be.
Tess
to look as
Holliday's
good
only punishing regime
as
for that
the
cover
models look.
was to eat lots of food.
Also,
right?
people are gaining more work from being bigger. So
Yeah.
also we're seeing
but we
people
can't-
gaining weight just to get somewhere in a
except
career.
our modern media is not flooded with people who are
looks like a
usually
fucking
overweight.
Let me ask
No,
you.
no, of course
All right, let me
not,
ask
but I'm
you,
just saying
Angelina.
a lot of
Finally,
people see
Exactly.
do you think? I mean, I
Exactly.
don't know about you,
Like,
Angelina,
the
but
amount of
I
fat
tend to
people
get.
that are actually out there.
Yeah, I tend to, Angelina. Here's my thing.
It's like
sort of.
so small. It's so small.
Yeah.
Right, but I think, Angelina, that a bit of fat shaming is a good thing, right? I think that when people say to me, you put on a bit of timber, mate, it makes me go back and try and lose a bit of timber. Eat a bit less, drink a bit less, get on my Peloton bike, off we go, right? I need to have people look at me going, hey, big boy, lose a bit.
That's so
right?
ironic because whenever we mention it on air as a joke, you complain about it.
I do that to you because
Yes.
you're the great virtue signalling. We can't say anything negative about anybody's body image. Everyone's perfect.
Yes.
I don't agree.
No
I
one-
think a
not
bit of fat
everyone's
shaming is a
perfect.
good thing, a healthy thing. What do you think, Angelina?
I think you're wrong. I think that people should be allowed
Fat shaming, aka having discipline and having accountability. So you can't tell people that because you're wrong.
to live
It's
their
wrong.
lives without somebody commenting on everything that they do or what they look like.
380 pounds,
Yeah, because you being fat is someone controlling your life when they disagree.
naked woman appearing in a Miley Cyrus
a
video.
great eye roll,
We're
by the
all
way.
going to talk about your body, aren't we? You know that. That's why you did it. Right?
No, I did it to get paid, honestly.
All right.
Good for you.
You know what? On that brutally honest note, I applaud you. Angelina Duplisea, it's good to talk to you.
All right, she's a slug. She's just a fucking pawn in life. Life happens to her. She can't take control. It's impossible. It's just 95% of life happens to you, and if you're lucky, you can maybe take control of it. And people do that. People choose to believe and do these things or not do these things because it's easier to not do anything. Inaction is easier than action, right? Like taking action is hard. Taking discipline's hard. Being obese like this is fucking bad for you, man. It's selfish. It's unhealthy. Like it's wrong. You're fucking guilty. You're eating. You're over consuming. You should not be that fucking weight, especially at 5'4" or 5'8", whatever you are. I'll tell you why it's wrong real quick. Just to recap, like I did in my other video, you have loved ones, right? People care about you. When you're obese, you're probably gonna die sooner. I think that's selfish because instead of living a long, prosperous life with your family, you're just gonna die. Secondly, you're guilty. You're over-consuming. That's your choice. You have no discipline, no integrity. You fold easily. That is not someone who's those are not good traits to have. I would not hire under those traits. I would not want to be around people with those traits. I need the opposite. I need discipline, honor, integrity, loyalty. She's got none of that. Look at her. She's just a slug. And third, when you're fat like this, you're taking resources from everybody else. And I'll explain why. Because when you get a heart attack or you need surgery on your heart or you have a cardiac arrest or anything like that, you now need to go to the hospital and now you're taking resources from somebody else that could have used it. So if someone had like a fucking gunshot wound and you're already having surgery or some shit and now that person needs it and they can't have it, you're taking it away from them. Or let's say anyone, it could be any example, but you're taking away public resources that the public pays for. So in Canada, healthcare, we pay for our healthcare with taxes. It's a little bit different in the States. You got insurance and stuff, you pay for that. But here in Canada, if you're obese, I am now paying for your surgery if you have a fucking heart attack. And I think that's fucking bullshit. And I think I need to be compensated back because I'm not paying for you to be fucking lazy and out of shape and be a fat cunt and take my money away and take resources from other people away. It's selfish. So you're stressing on the system. Other people deserve health care. And just because you chose to be lazy and incompetent and overeat and overconsume and be gluttonous and sinful, now it's our problem? Fuck you. Just let these fucking people die. End of story.